Deep inside a dark forest stood an old abandoned house. People in the nearby village feared it. Strange whispers were heard at night, and some claimed they had seen a pale woman staring from the upstairs window. One rainy evening, a 19-year-old college student named Ethan decided to explore the house. He didn't believe in ghosts and wanted to prove the stories were fake. After walking through the forest, he finally reached the creepy house. The front door opened with a loud creak and Ethan stepped inside. The house was covered in dust and silence. As he explored the rooms, he suddenly heard a faint whisper. "Help me." The voice seemed to come from upstairs. Ethan slowly climbed the staircase and followed the sound. At the end of the hallway, Ethan found a locked door. The whisper came again. "Help me." Curious, Ethan searched nearby and discovered an old key hidden inside a broken vase. With trembling hands, he unlocked the door. The room was completely empty. No furniture, no windows, no person asking for help. Only 4 words carved into the floor. "Dante, let her out." Before Ethan could understand the message, the door slammed shut behind him. Then his phone rang. Unknown number. He answered nervously. A woman's voice whispered, "You opened the door." The call ended. Suddenly, Ethan heard slow footsteps approaching from the hallway outside. Step, step, step. A cold voice spoke from the darkness. "Thank you for setting me free." Terrified, Ethan ran from the house and escaped through the forest. But every night at exactly 3:03 am, he woke up to the sound of footsteps inside his home. Soon, mirrors began cracking on their own. Objects moved around the house. Even worse, in every photograph Ethan looked at, a pale woman appeared somewhere in the background. Desperate for answers, he searched old records and discovered the truth about Elena Blackwood. 30 years earlier, Elena Blackwood had LC'd in the forest house. Villagers believed she practiced dark rituals and trapped her inside a locked room forever, the same room Ethan had opened. That night, the lights in Ethan's house suddenly went out. His bedroom door slowly opened. Standing there was Elena. Pale skin, black eyes, a twisted smile. She pointed toward a mirror in the hallway. Written across the glass were 4 terrifying words. "Now you take my place." The mirror exploded into thousands of pieces. Ethan screamed. The next morning, he had vanished without a trace. Months later, a new family moved into his house. One evening, their daughter noticed a pale young man standing in the background of a family photograph. It was Ethan, and beside him stood Elena, smiling, waiting for the next person who would open the door. The end. Months after Ethan disappeared, Lily could not forget what she had seen. Every night at 3:03 am, Ethan's ghost appeared and begged for help. Determined to uncover the truth, Lily returned to the abandoned house in the forest. While exploring the basement, she found a hidden passage behind a broken wall. The passage led to an ancient wooden door covered in strange symbols. Written on the door were 3 terrifying words. "Do not enter." As Lily touched the handle, a scream echoed from the other side. Suddenly, Ethan's ghost appeared. "Dante, open it," he warned. But before Lily could step back, the door slowly opened by itself. A freezing wind rushed out. Something inside had awakened. Lily entered the hidden chamber. The room was filled with old books, candles, and strange drawings on the walls. In the center stood a black diary. It belonged to Elena Blackwood. As Lily opened the diary, she discovered the horrifying truth. Elena had never worked alone. A dark shadow entity had LC'd beneath the house for centuries. Elena had made a deal with it in exchange for power. When the villagers trapped Elena, the shadow remained imprisoned underground. But when Ethan opened the upstairs room, the prison began to weaken. Now both Elena and the shadow were becoming stronger. At the end of the diary, Lily found a warning. If the shadow escapes, darkness will consume everything. That night, the ground beneath the house started shaking. The hidden chamber grew darker. A giant shadow began rising from a deep crack in the floor. Its glowing eyes opened slowly. Lily ran as fast as she could. Behind her, the creature's growls echoed through the tunnels. Outside, the forest began changing. Trees twisted into unnatural shapes. Animals disappeared. The shadow was spreading its curse. Ethan's ghost appeared once again. "There is only one way to stop it," he said. "You must destroy the source." "But where is it?" Lily asked. Ethan pointed toward the deepest part of the basement. The final battle was about to begin. Lily returned to the underground chamber. At its center stood a black crystal glowing with dark energy. The shadow creature protected it. The monster attacked. Lily barely escaped its claws. Remembering the symbols from Elena's diary, she began reciting an ancient ritual. The crystal started cracking. The shadow screamed in rage. The entire house shook violently. With one final shout, Lily completed the ritual. Crack! The crystal shattered into thousands of pieces. A blinding light filled the chamber. The shadow creature began disappearing. For the first time in decades, silence returned to the forest. But one final task remained. As the darkness vanished, Ethan appeared before Lily one last time. His face no longer looked frightened. For the first time, he smiled. "You saved me," he said. The spirits trapped by Elena's curse slowly appeared around them. One by one, they faded into the light. The haunted house began collapsing. Lily ran outside just before the building crumbled into ruins. As the sun rose over the forest, the curse finally ended. Ethan looked toward the sky. "Goodbye, Lily." Moments later, he disappeared forever. Years passed. The forest became peaceful again. No more whispers. No more shadows. No more disappearances. But some villagers still claim it on quiet nights. They see a faint light where the old house once stood. A reminder of the girl who ended the curse and the boy who was finally set free. The end.